How you would do this is you would have to go to wherever the crystal is activated, retrieve the crystal, and defeat the enemies. It takes them a little bit before they can just re-enter the dimension. So if you defeat them and return the crystal here, they can no longer enter that dimension.
So it's the world's longest fetch quest.
Fetch quest?
It's
Roll me gaming.
Seven total.
It's been a vague term passed around from some of the students at Time Force, but they enjoy something called a MOMO. A massive online,
Oh, yes. I remember overhearing one of the students complain about fetch quest grinding. I'm not fully understanding that term, but it seems tedious.
You do know
and
that
unimportant.
You do know that in some very rare occasions, it's paid off, but he'll look and go, I really do apologize that I took you out of your lives. If it makes you feel better, your lives will not be affected by this. The minute you step back in, whoever that you were around or saw you wouldn't even remember what just happened.
How can you guarantee that?
He goes ahead and opens up his hand again and the energy orb. I technically have the power to manipulate time on smaller scales. Memories to be exact. And what I'm going to give you will affect that. Follow me. And he'll close his fist and he'll start walking down a hallway.
I'm feeling a little weird following a mysterious spaceman who talks about saving the universe and all that. A dark, mysterious hallway full of dead monster things. You know what?
Well, he talks about his giant crack rock.
Yes, why he talks about his giant crack rock.
Well, you just got a cat and dog here that can sense anything.
Yes, he's obsessed
bad.
with drugs. I don't understand this.
Right?
You know what? This is not going to go anywhere unless we follow him.
Oh,
So-
I was following him anyway. But I'm just making this as an off-the-cuff comment while we're
Go ahead
walking.
and let me be last on the round, because I'm going to set up.
Second. We'll take a break in a moment. So, you guys walk down the hallway, and you guys get to a vault door. Before he actually gets to the door, he'll hold out his hand, and the door will go
I mean, you trust
and
the
open
dog
up.
and the cat,
Well,
don't
that
you?
is fancy.
And when he walks in, when you guys follow him in, the wall will be lined with different transformation devices. For you and you, they would look like cell phones, just sunglasses, small black boxes that fit on
Made of
wrists.
glass?
keys.
When you say cell phones, are you talking block cell phone?
Well, you're from the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s block
Yeah,
cell.
technically there would be a transformation device that's about the size of that.
What?
There's also one that, if you probably looked at it, looks like a giant arm gauntlet. It's kind of strange.
Like the Power Glove?
Yeah, sure. But bigger than that.
Because Nintendo just came out, so it's like...
So, what you guys see is, this wall lined with different devices and all sorts of armaments. It's kind of strange. Probably more...
Do I have a little knowledge in it because it's like art, or?
Yeah, you kind of have some knowledge in it. You do know that Power Rangers are kind of a thing, like he said. It would be kind of like some of the comic books that they've made inside your time frame on Jupiter, where they're using these devices to kind of transform into superheroes.
Well, even though,
But it wasn't too much talked about.
Right, it's because they're all
well,
comic knowledge.
she would know that they exist, but she's probably never encountered one.
No.
And he would never have heard of them, but there were obviously Rangers on other planets. They just never came to Earth because there was really no need.
And the 1960 Rangers of this time period also were not very widely talked about because they operated like a black ops.
Mm-hmm. Which would mean that, maybe certain government agencies had knowledge of their existence, but considering they probably had no idea what to make of them, and then they disappeared, then they just probably filed it away under X and was like, we'll have someone else deal with this later.
So, when he gets in, he'll look and walk up to a gold box on the wall that also has a black marking on it. He'll put his hand up to it, and it will open up, revealing 5 unique morphers. One looks like kind of like a watch, and the other one's a small black box. About yay big, wrapped like on your wrist, and then wrapped underneath. The other one kind of looks like a watch about that big, and then underneath, the watch itself has 4 buttons itself.
What are these tracking devices?
And he hands out 1 black box and 1 watch to each of you. No, these are your morphers. These are Millennium morphers.
They look like watches.
They look like tracking devices you put on an animal.
They will allow me to keep track of you in history. They are a communication device, and they are access to the morphing grid.
I already got a chip
Would they
that we
allow
did-
us to
we could do it that
travel
way.
up to meet up with each other?
There's also a communication device in it. And there's a teleportation device. I've thought of everything for this. They are all ready to go. And all you need to do is access the black box for what they would call a morphing call. Something that will allow you to access the morphing grid to its fullest. Once you are able to do that, you will transform to one of many superhero teams in the past.
I'm actually going to use it. I've
gonna
always
try
wanted
it?
to do this. I'll activate it. And let's see. There it is. It's morphin' time. Saber-tooth tiger.
And out of nowhere, you hit the button because he was going to explain, but you kind of figured it out. You hit the main button on the top, yell Saber-tooth tiger, and you transform into the yellow Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
Neat.
Just like that, yes. By hitting the
What
button,
the hell?
by hitting the button and activating the morphin grid and saying the morphing call, you will transform too. And then just by simply powering down, you will be able to go ahead and demorph.
So this button right here, I'm gonna point at the button on the black thing.
On top.
By saying some morphing call, we can transform into mass heroes like that guy
Yes.
and you.
Yes.
I do it again. It's morphin' time. Zero Ranger 4 green.
And yeah, so this time without touching it though, because it's already activated, he goes ahead and yells Zero Ranger 4 green, and then just transforms into a green square visored hero, and just transforms into a Zeo suit.
I look around. Where'd my tail go?
It's wrapped around you actually.
I need that for balance.
You notice that you're actually standing just fine actually.
Intriguing. Touch the helmet. So this is what it's like to have a human flat face. I don't know if I like this.
Okay, so now that we have this thing and whatnot, can you send us home now?
First thing I need you to do is get the first crystal that's been activated. Follow me. And
I'll go ahead and shift back to normal.
okay,
Deactivate it.
power down.
Power down.
And he walks up to the console. And at the console, he goes ahead and starts typing in a number. And he brings up the year 2001.
That was a classic movie.
I've never heard of it.
Actually, yeah, you would have.
Princess already
The
lived, I
movie
mean,
2001: A Space Odyssey had
Yeah,
probably been out
He's already lived to
almost
2001.
5 years.
Still,
at that point.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would have seen the
No,
movie.
no.
trailers.
No.
Okay. So,
He doesn't watch TV.
No.
He doesn't watch the boob.
I
tube.
watch the boot tube, but I don't watch it like that.
so you go ahead and you guys walk out to there, and he starts typing a couple of numbers, and you guys see Riverside, Silver Silver Hills pop up in 2001.
Okay.
And he will turn to you. All you have to do is when you enter is grab the crystal, fight the enemies. They are already there. They are using ones that will kind of mask what's going on. The Time Force Rangers are in that universe. You may encounter them. No matter what happens, by pressing the red button on your morphers on the watch, you will emit a electronic signal that will wipe everyone's memories by morning. They will not even remember what happened the day before. Guaranteed. So, all you have to do.
More than minute, like essentially.
Yes.
What the fuck? You mean like the feds? We're feds now?
Sure.
In a way.
Why,
off
you hiding
character.
some crack?
If I did basically pick one of these the way he did, that's what I become.
Now just add a character so you guys understand. Some of these you kind of notice do not have particular colors or anything associated with them
Why not?
because it's a generic morph for a lot of them. If you guys want to pick a color, you guys let me know which team. I will let you pick which of the sheets. So everyone watching at home, these are little ranger sheets along with Zord sheets. These are what they will be using for each and every single morph. So when they transform, they will get an appropriate sheet with skills and everything kind of used in the game. And that is what they will be using. So, if you guys need to have...
What about the Quantum Ranger?
Quantum Ranger is a particular ranger, so you will transform into him. He's from Time Force. Some of them you guys will notice, for those of you that are not as in tune with Power Rangers, that some of the morphing calls are particular to some rangers, while some of them will share a morphing call with others. So, if it doesn't have a particular one listed to it, like Samurai Gold has his own morph by going Gold Power, and then that's it. While the others use Go Samurai. Either way, that is what you guys will be using. We are going to take a break, and we will see you guys in just a moment. When we last left off, you guys are just about to go to 2001.
A space
And you guys get, the Millennium Ranger goes ahead and punches in the coordinates and tells you, power protect you. You must follow these 3 rules. Never escalate a battle. Never tell anyone that you're a Power Ranger. And the third one is always keep each other safe. Those are the only rules you have to follow.
One minor point of fact.
Meow.
Meow. Woof. We stand out. Now, unless these things come equipped with, human camouflage, our identities as rangers are going to be kind of moot.
Yeah. Alien. They do.
Okay.
Press the upper left-hand button on the watch. And you guys see it just... His cat features go away.
Generic human number 3.
Mark!
Booga 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 booga.
I peed my pants.
She's a leaguer.
Okay.
We're gonna have to work on the skin tone here. I'm a little pale.
Poodle lady, but
Okay.
Miss Frou Frou, aren't you going to do it?
huh?
The button.
Okay.
And then...
Does she look like a teenage girl?
She might as well.
No, cause like my age.
Well, you look like a teenage girl from your height and
Your height and build.
So what do you do?
I look like a guy.
No, if I scare you.
Absolutely nothing. I know what you are. You're not intimidating.
So, we're going back to 2001.
Going back or going
Wait.
forward?
Back.
Some of us.
You guys are going...
forward.
Alex says you're going to 2001.
Okay, so let's get this over with so I can
So
wake
he
up.
goes ahead and the bottom left-hand button on your morphers will go ahead and teleport you back here. So, good luck.
What?
And then
Put our ranger.
he goes ahead and teleports you guys. You guys end up in the park in Silver Hills.
Ooh.
My instinct being a dog wants to go pee on every tree. And trash can.
So,
Please don't.
where are we?
you
Mark
look
my
like
territory.
You look like a teenage girl. If you were to suddenly drop your pants and pee on things, that might cause problems.
Well, it's an instinct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I
Mark
like
and
clawing
Ginger.
things. You see me clawing trees?
Cats have more.
So,
control.
what are you guys doing once you guys teleport there?
Gonna head to the location
What location?
where the crystal is.
Do I look like a dog right now
Wait.
or a teenage girl?
What other functions does this thing have?
Why don't you all roll me electronics?
Electronics.
You put a low number in that.
You're an art teacher, not an engineer.
7.
8.
8.
11.
I don't have the skills for that, so I'm not rolling.
You don't?
Okay. So you guys check the small black box and the watch. You guys find out there is a crystal resonator on here, and it does show that it's a few blocks from here. You guys could probably get there on foot. You actually hear like the small resonation of the crystal. It's kind of far away, but you know you can pinpoint it a little better even without this.
Does this thing have Super Mario Land on it?
Probably not.
Can I roll to see if it has Super Mario Land
It
on
doesn't
it?
have Super Mario.
Can I roll to see if it has it on it?
You're gonna waste your roll, don't.
In your time frame, you wouldn't know about Super Mario.
Yeah, it would.
Yes, it would.
And
85.
It came in
85.
80, yeah.
That's when it came out.
In Japan.
Yeah. I would have heard
Not
that.
in the U.S.
Anyway, just
Yeah.
okay. So, you guys start heading there on foot.
So I gotta walk like a human.
Well,
You already walk like
Walk
You walk
like a
upright.
man, talk like a man.
You guys go ahead.
Walk like a human, talk like a human.
I want you to roll me mind, and I want the rest of you to roll me electronics.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
13.
Snake eyes.
9, 3, 3, 3.
You fell. Get out of here.
11.
8.
15.
Okay.
Nice.
So, Jason and Diogenes, what'd you roll?
9.
9. And both of you, Jason and Diogenes, both realize that you guys are getting closer to the crystal now. It's in the general area. It shows up on your blips, but you guys can't see it. You hear it though, using your ears. You're not even looking at the watch. You're just kind of hearing it as you're walking towards it.
Yeah.
And when you look up, it's actually in the tree.
It's like right
It's like-
between your feet.
There it is.
I will climb the tree to retrieve the crystal.
I don't see it. Oh, I got it.
Roll me.
Hurry, because it's hurting my ears.
Roll me body.
God damn it.
Just body or not the climbing skill?
Oh yeah.
It's
roll me
right there.
climbing. Go ahead.
Thank you. Damn, this dice is hard to see on this carpet.
14.
Dark colors.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Now
quit-
roll me. Now while you're doing that, roll me a DCB check.
ten.
Successful?
We'll know in a moment.
As you are almost about to reach the crystal, you notice a you notice a type of artillery shell coming toward you in the tree. Actually, from your 9 o'clock. Or
I'm going to leap
3
toward the
o'clock.
crystal to grab it and get out of that tree at the same time.
you actually end up. You just manage to get off the tree, but you are still struck with the actual blast because it does hit the tree.
Of course.
So you do grab it. You are taking 15 damage.
You got some splinters.
So,
Wait, did we get back our HP from the first fight? So I've lost 25 total.
Did I lose HP?
Yeah, you got hit at one point.
I think
so
we
you
all did.
Except for
took
me.
10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, does anyone else have any extra pens or pencils?
I do.
Yeah, he bought an entire pack.
Okay. Chris and Theo both give you one.
Well, I only have one.
Then we'll share.
That works.
Okay. Then when you land, you guys can turn to see where the shell came from, and you will notice this big, about 7 foot, looking armored up mutant. And he has 2 artillery cannons on his shoulders, got one mini one on his head, and he looks like he has little missile pod boxes on him. And he goes, "Ah, my master wants that crystal, and we will be taking it from you."
Come get it!
Are we sure we're not on crack right now? Because I swear to God,
Yes,
that
we
doesn't
are.
look
Just
like
get
real.
the
And
hissing sound to stop.
he holds his hand up and he's holding a bunch of little shells almost, and he throws them to the ground, and these cyclobots will pop up. You know about cyclobots because they're a common thing for you. The rest of you see these kind of like geared up, robots, but they have security cameras for heads with a single eye.
That's some Illuminati bullshit.
It's Morbid time. White
So,
Equator
how-
Ranger power.
So how this works is, we're going to start combat. What we're going to do is, we're going to use popcorn initiative. Instead of rolling for initiative, the first one to act, which I'm going to have it be Diogenes, you're going to go ahead and act. You will get one free action, which you can use to morph, ready in action, or anything else that doesn't require a movement or an attack. Morphing is a free action. You can only use it once per turn, though. So you can't morph into several things at once. When you make an attack, give me a flavor. What are you doing with the attack? You can be generic about it or be really fancy, and that will depend upon your role as well. As far as movement goes, movement would be considered something that you guys can choose to do as a way to be tactical about it if you guys are careful in your wording.
All right.
So, what we're going to do here... Stop. What we're going to do here is... so, you're going to go first. There are 8 Cyclobots and 1 guy named Artilicon.
All right.
How are we gonna know?
I'm going to go ahead and, because I was literally on all 4s when I landed. Well, technically all 3s because I got the crystal in my hand. I just sort of chuff, like, stand up. It's morphin' time! Tiger Sword!
Tiger Zord. Black, yellow, pink.
Okay.
So, go ahead and morph. What's your action now?
I'm going to take a defensive stance, but I'm going to kind of space myself away from the others so that they can have room to do whatever morphs that they need to do.
So, are you standing in front of them or behind them?
Behind them, I have the crystal, but I want to keep myself loose enough that I can spring forward if I need to.
White Ranger,
Yeah, he's the White Tiger Zord.
White Tiger Zord.
Yeah.
right? You're in the Zord?
No.
No, but yeah,
But,
he's the White
yeah.
Ranger. Yeah.
Saba. Does Saba say anything? Or is he just not there yet?
No, you have Saba in your holster where he belongs.
Cool.
And then when you take the defensive stance, he'll go like, a White Ranger that's actually a cat. Interesting. Go ahead and put the crystal in my holster. Hold me for your defense.
And I promptly do that. I
Roll
immediately...
me a mind check.
Mind?
Yeah. It's
So
not gonna be
it's going to be my normal...
Yes.
body.
So your stats are going to remain your stats. They don't change. What will change is just your HP and ACV and stuff.
Mind 6. 13 for mind.
Really intriguing. Not many machines, or weapons for that matter, talk anywhere.
But, these are Power Rangers. Their equipment tends to be less than atypical. Or more than atypical.
Still very strange for you. Not like you've met anything like that.
It's usually kind of weird when my scanning electron microscope tries to chat me up. Just saying.
So you took the defensive stance. Now you get to choose who goes next. So you can go from any one of us. The only difference is that if I end up going, because I will start at the beginning of each round normally, but if I end the round, I also get to go again and during the next turn. So
I will start with Jason. I'll hand it off to Jason, which means the round will end with her. If we're going around like that.
well, you just get to choose. It's gonna just
Oh.
pop. It's
Yeah,
gonna
okay,
pop
that makes
for
sense.
now.
Choose the next one, and whoever chooses the next one.
Alright, I'll go ahead and I'll just do him anyway, since
Okay.
I've already stated that out.
That's fine. Jason?
Can we play popcorn in
I'm
school?
gonna go into
No.
Gold Ranger power.
Which
Dio?
Yeah.
Morphin time! Gold Ranger power! So he's shiny.
He is a black ranger with gold accents on him, from his armbands to his shield he's wearing.
Here you go.
Is that the one with Pyramidas?
Yes.
Got the Midas touch.
What's overdrive?
Operation Overdrive?
Mm-hmm.
Just another ranger team.
I'm sure they would object to being just another ranger team.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would.
Well, to be fair, it was kind of lucky they even exist.
How so?
They only became rangers because they found the 5 stones that the bad guys were looking for.
Oh, so like us.
Yeah, kind of.
Actually, in our case, they kind of literally dropped into our laps.
Literally.
Well, or were just handed to us and be like, hey, check this out. Interesting. Mm-hmm.
By the way, when you guys morph, you guys do heal up. So all that previous damage does go away.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you guys morph inside being a morph, you guys regain 20 HP.
Neat.
Every single round, you guys will recover 20 EP, energy points.
Okay, so when I morphed inside the Millennium Ranger's place, I healed them.
Technically, yeah.
Okay. But I still took damage from that last one, so that's sort of moot. I got hit with a shell. Sort
Yeah,
of.
but now you would have healed back up, so
Mhm.
doesn't matter.
It's monoculous.
What else are you doing, Jason?
If it's
Oh,
a
you don't,
free,
need,
That's all you- all
you
you
don't
did
need to
free-
write that down.
it's a free action to transform.
It's for memory purposes.
Ah, okay.
I think I'll hold my action for now.
Prepare defensive?
Yeah.
Okay, so prepare. Okay. Who are you
So-
popping into?
I mean,
Popcorn initiative. You,
You
get to
choose
choose who goes next.
Sarah.
Okay.
Okay. Go Gallica.
Go Galactic.
Go
Galactic, sorry. Lost
For
Galaxy.
Go Galactic, besides the Magnum Defender is a separate morph. Light speed. You have pink, red, blue, yellow, and green.
Blue.
Are we going to run into Tommy Oliver at any point?
Yeah, you guys will eventually. You guys will even.
Which version of him, though? Old evil Green Ranger version of him, or the?
Probably
I
depending
mean, I
on where
was
we are.
hearing the sound. Does the sound stop, or do I still
Yeah,
hear it?
the sound has stopped for you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have.
You have 8 Cyclobots, and you have 1 Artilicon.
We use these, right, to attack them.
Yep, those are all your those are all your attacks. Now, if you guys look at your Ranger cards, you guys will notice that most of them have 2 attacks at the bottom that require all of you to be part of the same Ranger team. Those are your team up attacks. So, you guys may also coordinate attacks with each other. They just won't be said attacks on the sheet. So.
Shark Cycle.
This is everyone. Most of them have
A vehicle?
a vehicle. When you guys will eventually be, chasing people around on these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So power. I'm gonna use power sword.
Okay, power
Take
sword.
my stance and use power sword towards one of the 8 thingies,
Okay.
which is 25 damage, 10 energy.
Okay. Alright then. Sounds good. And you're gonna attack who?
One of the 8
One of the 8 Cyclobots? Okay.
Cyclobots. Sorry.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Use the ACV